So the title of this talk is how we replaced our Drupal CMS with 589 lines of JavaScript. I like short titles. So let's start with who has ever worked on some code in relation to a CMS system? Whoa, almost everybody. Who found that to be a joyful, life-giving experience? Keep your hands up. Okay, I was scared what was going to happen there, but there must be some people who love working with CMS.
The joyful, life-giving experience of using JavaScript, maybe.
I'll come to that, yeah. Okay, who has joyful experiences with JavaScript? Oh, not everybody, though. Okay. So, anyway, let me dive into it. We have Drupal CMS, which is a big site. I come from Debitor. We do online invoicing and accounting systems. We're not in Denmark, so don't worry. I won't sell you anything. But we're in 47 other countries for small freelancers and things like that. So we had a big marketing website in 5 languages. The code was an awful mess. The guys who wrote it were not there anymore. And when you deployed stuff, you had to fix it after it came into production because you couldn't tell what was going to happen when you deployed it. There was no rolling back, so only going forward. Absolutely no traceability. If somebody changed some HTML somewhere in the system, you had no idea who did it and when and why. And there was only one developer who actually knew the system, who had been working on it for a year or 2. So that was our situation. And lo and behold, what happens? The one developer who knows the system quits. That was bound to happen. We should have seen that, lesson learned. So our solution was we take 2 of our best developers. They do a knowledge transfer with this guy. He has a month before he leaves. And they try to make actually something worthwhile, a change on the website. And what they build is like a banner at the top which says 25% off and a counter on one of our plans. And it took those 2 guys 1 month together to put that banner on that site with help from the Drupal guy. And they did it the right way. I'm not saying all Drupal is like this. I think our Drupal was a particularly terrible Drupal. But yeah, that was not a good experience. We decided that we were not going to fix this. We had so many other things in our product and other opportunities we wanted to look at. So we were just going to hire some consultants and it would be their worries, like a Drupal house, Drupal people. But then we have this thing called, I'm not saying if that's good or bad to be a Drupal person. We have this thing called Growth Hack Days. So every 2 weeks, Thursdays and Fridays, the developers actually get to decide exactly what they want to work on. We call it Growth Hack Days because we want it to be something which helps the company grow, something with the users, but often it's also technical. And our team was very unsatisfied with the fact that we had this important piece of our business which we were not entirely in control over. They wanted it to be smooth and something we could, really move fast on and do awesome stuff with. So in the 2 days, they showed they could convert 80% of the UK site in just 2 days. And that meant that we made a quick decision saying, of course, after evaluating that, okay, then we'll stop the other business stuff we're doing and we'll rearrange our plans and we'll move that website. And the way it was built was actually quite simple. So all the code, all the images, everything is on GitHub under source control. There's no database, it's just flat files on GitHub. We have a continuous integration server, which whenever you want to deploy something, you do a commit in a special way. It knows it needs to be deployed. And then it runs a build, which generates all the HTML. And then it's just a static site. And then it's uploaded to Amazon S3. We have Cloudflare CDN in front, which serves the users. So it's super, super simple. And the build step, are there any questions to this? Because there might be some hidden details. I mean, we have a pretty, it's a big site, but it's pretty simple. So we don't have like a lot of WordPress plugins or Drupal plugins or whatever they're called with various very advanced pieces of functionality. It's a pretty static site. We try to build it so we have a carousel and things like that. We built it almost entirely only with CSS and HTML. There's almost no JavaScript in the web page at all. So again, simple. We had this saying about the project was like the mantra of the thing was simple, simple, simple. So it is super simple. And we've open sourced the 589 lines of JavaScript, which is the build step, which takes the GitHub files and actually builds the website from that. Because you need stuff like includes, and some things are data driven where you have some JSON configs and things like that. So you can find this on NPM. It's called No CMS. And it uses SCSS, POC. It's a templating engine, Markdown. So a lot of the editors are actually, instead of, our editors now, we have 7 people writing content for this website, and they do it using Visual Studio Code and Markdown. Some of them also, they were actually, we thought we were going to have to build some tools for them to work with this, but actually they figured out POC and all kinds of things, and Git, they use Git to push things, and they can actually quite easily figure this stuff out. They have the whole website running on their local machine, so it has live reloading, so while they're editing, they see the actual website as it is going to be in production. And they basically love the structure of the new website, where if there's a directory called prices, that's debitor.com/prices. So it's very easy to navigate around. So lots of great feedback from them on that. And these are just, I'm not going to go through all of these, but these are some of the benefits. I asked the 2 guys who did the 1 month on creating a banner independently of each other, how long would that take to do on the new website? And they both said 1 day. So we have something which used to take 2 man months is now done in 1 day. So I think it will have a pretty quick return of investment. The extra investment we made in all of this, we're not completely done. We've only done the com side. We're doing the DE side. It's going to be around 6 man months or something. That's what it's going to take. So they also did an incredible job of moving all this stuff. We had a lot of synergies between departments. The new side is 100% mobile responsive. The old side wasn't that. If you try PageSpeed on it, maybe we should try that. You want to see PageSpeed on the side? Is there a browser somewhere on this computer? Yeah. I am in a browser. Everything's in the browser. Let's try it. So, of course, there are some tracking scripts which we cannot get rid of. And this is just Google doesn't know our responsiveness of how the images actually need to be resized. But, I mean, we're pretty satisfied with this. And all the other tools and static analysis you can run on it is actually showing a pretty good picture. We also did static analysis of the HTML to look for SEO mistakes and things like that, too long headings and all of that. And all in all, we are running around about 1 million checks on the static files. And I don't mean that as in a million, I mean an actual million checks. We have automated, we can automate a lot of things. Our content marketing, our CMO asked one of the developers to look for some mistakes in links which were 404s. And he asked him, can we do a report on that? And he showed him a report within 5 minutes, and he was like, what tool did you use for that? JavaScript. It's just code and static files. So he was very surprised. He thought he was going to use some kind of external tool that goes through all the pages. But we have all of that to do all kinds of static analysis on it. Running on Cloudflare, we also denial of service protected. They have this thing called always on. So even if the website is down, if the S3 bucket is down, the website is still up. Yeah, that was it for the talk. Go check it out. No CMS.